Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here with you guys today with a new video. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys some Photoshop basics. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories if you guys would be interested in Photoshop. So here I am today to share some basic skills on how to use Photoshop in order to create graphics for your business, you guys for your brand. Photoshop basics. Everything that I'm showing you guys in today's video will be geared towards what I do for YouTube, but you can go ahead and take these skills and use them for Instagram posts, for Instagram stories, for business cards, or anything else that you need graphics for. You can go ahead and apply these same steps, these same skills to achieve your dream project. So before we get started, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below with any thoughts, comments, or questions. I always respond to my comments, so make sure if you have any questions, you leave them down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here I am in Adobe Photoshop 2020. In case you guys don't have Photoshop, I would highly recommend it because there's so many different things that you can do. You can create almost anything and everything that you desire to create within Photoshop. So take it as an investment for yourself, as an investment for your brand. If you have a business, if you have a brand, this is a tax write-off, software equipment. So if you don't have it, I would highly recommend to look into it. I know at the beginning of quarantine, they were running like an offer for like $20 a month for like the first couple of months or something. But do your research, look into it, and get it because I would highly recommend it. So today, the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how I create, I guess you can say, like a creative thumbnail for my YouTube videos. So the first thing that I'm going to do is click Create New. And when you click Create New, you have all of these options of different dimensions that you can create an image of. But I just go ahead and I customize it for the exact YouTube thumbnail dimensions, which is 1,280 pixels by 720. So once I put that in, I'm going to go ahead, I already have it set to a white background, which is basic, and then I'm going to go ahead and click Create. So once I click Create, we have this blank canvas, which is the background for our YouTube thumbnail, and now we can go ahead and add different layers, which are going to show up here, so that we can, get fancy or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and open the first file we're going to work with. So I saved everything in a specific folder for this video. So the first graphic we're going to work with is this one. And this is also a thumbnail that I created for my last fall haul video. So I'm just basically recreating it to show you guys how I made it. So I'm going to go ahead, and you have all of these different tools here of things that you can do. So first I'm going to crop it. This is just a screenshot from Final Cut when I was editing this video, and I just take these screenshots from my video to create my thumbnail. So I'm going to go ahead and crop this image to take all of the Final Cut program out of it and just to have this background. And once you crop your image to your desired dimensions, you go ahead and you have to make sure you click this check up here. So now we just have this background image. So Untitled 1 is the file that we just created, the blank canvas. So I basically want to move this over here. So if you click this move tool and you drag this image over to Untitled 1, click OK, and now it is here. So I'm just going to go ahead and stretch this image out to cover the full background. And once I do stretch it out, I'm going to go ahead and click this check mark. So that is the image that I want in the background of the thumbnail. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this because we're basically done with it for now. And when you close it, since you moved it over here, it stays over here because now it is a layer within this Untitled project. So now I'm going to go ahead and open the next image that I want to add in. So I had like different clips from my video that I wanted to basically layer on top. So I'm going to go ahead and first I'm going to crop. Oops. What did I do? If you ever mess up, you can hit Command Z and that'll basically undo whatever you did. So I'm just gonna go ahead and crop this image first. So I want this image to basically just be like a crop out of me. So I'm gonna crop this one in even smaller than the previous one, so that it's easier to just detect me. And then I'm gonna hit that check mark. So if you go over here, Adobe Photoshop 2020 has an amazing tool to select objects. So as you guys see in this little demo, you just drag the box over the full area that you want to crop something or someone from, and then it'll automatically select it. So I'm just gonna click that tool, and I'm going to basically select everywhere where I am so that it can detect me. So easy, cute, simple. It detected me. This tool is also kind of shaky. It's not 100% accurate because here you can see it also pulled in. I'm just going to click the move tool so you guys can see some of the door in the background. But it's honestly fine for me because I feel like once I place it here, you won't be able to really see the door. So that's fine with me. So when I did this thumbnail, I basically just opened up each file that I wanted to drag in for the purpose of this video to keep it cute, short, and simple. I'm just gonna go ahead and do two. So I already did one. Now I'm just gonna repeat these same steps just to give you guys another example of how to perform this step. So I'm just gonna crop it to be me, hit the check mark, click the object selection tool, and then select me. And this one was way more accurate than the previous one. It also depends like how you're posing or what is in the background of whatever you're selecting. If the two colors tend to blend in, like my skin tone I think is very similar to the color of my door, so sometimes it's hard for it to detect me because it thinks I'm the same color as the door. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drag that over here. And this was what I had in the background. And then if you want to like highlight yourself in, let's say, this layer here, what you can do is you double click on the layer, and then you have different options of different things that you can apply, like different styles to the layer. So you could put stroke, and when I do stroke, I usually change it to like white or some type of like contrast color so that you can see me. You can add like an outer glow so that you know, it'll highlight you. And then you can go ahead and play with these options to get your desired outer glow look. You can do an inner glow, which gives you kind of like the opposites of an outer glow, if that makes sense. You can do a color overlay. So if it's an object and you want to change the color of it, you can go ahead and do that. Or for instance, if I just want to get spicy real quick, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer. So that basically just makes a copy of the layer. So say for instance, I wanted to just have like a shadow behind me. So I can go ahead and take the copy of the layer and do a color overlay. And the thing with layers in Photoshop too, you want to be mindful of is whatever's on top over here is going to literally be on top. So I want this to be behind me, so I'm just going to drag it underneath. And then if I move me like a smidget here, it'll be like, you can see the gray shadow in the background. So that's just another cool thing you can do. I like to play around with different things that you can do with the layers, just to, you know, familiarize myself, get spicy, get creative, always growing, always learning, so that I can make sure that my graphics are on point. Okay, so that is just something you can do. And text wise, whenever I do a thumbnail, I go ahead and put text on it just so that when people see the thumbnail, they know what the video is about. So these are the main fonts that I use on my thumbnails. If you guys do want other fonts, what you can do is you can actually you can visit thefont.com, and this is where you can download fonts for free on this website. So say for instance you want this font here, you can go ahead and click download, allow, and then it will download it to your computer. And then you have to click on the OTF or TTF file and then install the font onto your computer. And then if you open the font book in your MacBook, you can see all of the different fonts that you've downloaded. So that is just something quick, cute, simple I wanted to share with you guys. But say for instance here, I wanted to put try on haul as a text on my thumbnail. I'm just going to go ahead and type that in. And then I'm going to, I like using Lemon Milk Bold. That is the font that I've mainly been using for my thumbnail, so you can drag it wherever you want it to be. And then I like to put a stroke around the text just because I feel like it just gives it a clean finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and click stroke, and then you can go ahead, you can make the outline of your font as thick or thin as you want it. I usually do like 3 pixels. And okay, so here's an example of a thumbnail. You can do so many other things to it, but I just really wanted to start simple just to show you guys the basics, so that when we go into the next video, which should be coming very soon, you guys have the basics down packed. So once you're done with your thumbnail, you've done everything you wanted to do, you can go ahead and save it. So this is very important when it comes to all types of files on Photoshop. So to save a file, you just click File, and then you go ahead and click Save As. So once you do save as, there are different formats that you can save your creation as. A PSD file means Photoshop, so that means that it's being saved in a Photoshop file. So whether you need to open this file on Photoshop on your computer, on your friend's computer, the file is compatible to open within Photoshop. So whenever I save anything, so I'm just going to save this as sample. I always save all of my thumbnails as a PSD file. So if I have to go back and change like a typo, or I need to add something to it, I have the Photoshop compatible file. So I always save everything I do in Photoshop as a PSD Photoshop format file. So once I put in the name, I'm just going to go ahead and click save. The next type of file I always save my thumbnails as, anything I make in Photoshop as, is a JPEG. So the JPEG file is basically what's compatible when it's time for me to upload it to YouTube, or when it's time for me to airdrop it to my phone to post on Instagram. JPEG is the compatible file for that. So I also save all of my thumbnails as a JPEG. So those are the 2 types of files I always save everything as, just to be safe, to make sure that if I ever want to go back and add anything, change anything, I have that Photoshop file. And then if I need to put it on YouTube or Instagram, I have that JPEG file. So this is the first thing I wanted to show you guys in today's video. So now I want to show you guys how to create a transparent image of anything you want. So I know you guys probably see in my YouTube thumbnails, sometimes I'll have, let me show you guys. Sometimes I will have, what date did I upload that video? No, the 5th, nope. The 7th, nope. The 1st, nope. The 2nd, okay. So say for instance, you guys see everything is saved as a JPEG and a PSD. So say for instance, I want to have like this shampoo bottle, you know, with no background behind it. I want to show you guys how to convert any file to a transparent background so that you can layer it on top of a flyer, a business card, or whatever you want to do with it. So the first thing you want to do is go on the Google and find the image you want. So say for instance, I want to create a transparent background for a I'm just gonna type this in because I have it sitting next to me, the Camille Rose Natural Sweet Ginger Shampoo. So I'm just gonna go to Google and I'm going to find any image. It doesn't matter if it has a blue, purple, pink, green background. You just want to find an image and save it onto your computer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save it here as Sweet Ginger in this folder I created for you guys. And then I'm gonna go back to Photoshop and I am going to hit Command O. That is a shortcut to open files that you have on your computer. I'm going to go here and open my Sweet Ginger. So once I have Sweet Ginger open, I want to hit Command A, which is basically going to select everything, and Command C. So whenever you copy anything, when it's time for you to make a new file, it'll be the same size. So the purpose of me doing this is that I want my new file to be able to, I want the bottle of the shampoo to be able to fit on the new file size wise. So I'm just copying the size of the whole canvas, and I'm going to make a new file with a transparent background. So remember before we had white selected when we did the YouTube thumbnail. Now we want to make sure that transparent is now selected and create. So you see it's the same size, it's just that this has a transparent background. So now we're going to go back to Sweet Ginger, and we're going to use our object selection tool, and we have to deselect first. Deselect everything, and then we have to click the object selection tool, and you basically want to cover the whole area, and then it went ahead and detected the bottle of the shampoo. So now we're going to use the move tool and move the bottle of shampoo over to our transparent background, and you see it fit perfectly, which is why I copied the complete size of the canvas in that previous step. So now that we have it here, you want to make sure you save it to your computer so that you can have it for the future. So I usually do this to products that I use all the time, that I know I'm going to put on thumbnails, that I know I want to put on Instagram graphics, etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and click save as, and I'm just going to save it first as a PSD file, the Photoshop file. So if I ever have to come back and let's say I want to put like a stroke on the shampoo bottle after, or whatever effect I want to do, I have the Photoshop compatible file. So I'm just going to do Sweet Ginger transparent and save that. And then this is very important, you want to also save it as a PNG file. So remember we did JPEG for the thumbnail. Whenever anything has a transparent background, that is because the type of file, the format of the file is PNG. So I'm going to go ahead and save this also as a PNG file. So I'm going to hit save. Okay, and then I just want to show you guys a sample. Like if I open it from my computer, I'm going to go ahead and open that PNG file. You guys see it has the transparent background. So I'm just going to open it, and this is a file. Like this is the file. So this is another trick that I feel like is very important to know when it comes to Photoshop basics. So that is basically everything that I wanted to share with you guys today. As far as what I do to create thumbnails, graphics for Instagram. You can use it for business cards, for business flyers. I really hope you guys found this video helpful. As I mentioned, this is part 1 of several videos that I want to give to you guys. So if you guys want to know anything specific, learn how to do anything in Photoshop, and you guys want me to share it with you guys, make sure you guys comment it down below. Also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the style of today's video. In my previous video where I showed you guys how I make my YouTube intros, you guys suggested that I do a screen recording versus having the camera behind me over my shoulder. So let me know if you guys found the screen recording version of these videos more helpful, and I'll continue to do videos this way versus with the camera behind my shoulder. So comment down below, let me know what you guys thought of this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I mean it, any questions, leave it down below. Leave any suggestions you guys want to see for future videos, whether it's in Final Cut or Photoshop. Please leave it down below. Before you guys head out, make sure you guys subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and until my next video, which will be on a Friday, I'll see you guys later.